Okay, welcome everybody. So tonight we're going to do pitch practice. We're going to give feedback. The mentors in the room can give feedback on each pitch except for their own. And we're going to ask you guys to come on up here and stand in front of the screen so that you can see what you're doing. If you have a notebook with you, bring it on up so that you can advance your slides yourself. I'll be sitting down front and I'll be doing the timing. So it is 6 minutes, and I will give you the X sign when your 6 minutes are up. I usually let you go about 10 to 15 seconds over. And then I'll say, oh, I'll just interrupt you. So who wants to be the first guinea pig? Ray, are you ready? Well, you guys were here early. I figured you guys wanted to get going. Well, it's whoever's ready. Is somebody online ready? And please don't forget to check in.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Rachel Bullard, and I am the founder and owner of Ray Lachey Media Consulting, where our goal is to produce your dreams into reality. First problem I found about 15 years ago was that some people can't write, and those who can don't have the time to. About 25 million people in the United States have under a high school diploma, and then about 65 million have bachelor's degrees or more. What that shows is that some people don't have the education to write the papers to move on, and others who are trying to attain higher education may not have the time because they are working. So in 2010, I created a service for editing and publishing for authors, which evolved into ghostwriting articles, papers, books, and screenplays. What happened in 2020 with screenplays is that I realized filmmakers need help navigating the new scene. With the changing film industry, with lots of new and diverse filmmakers, the many streaming platforms, and the surge of films after the pandemic, many people didn't know what to do with their films or how to bring the blank page to the screen. So I came up with a new solution, which is Ray Lachey Inc. Media Consulting and Production. We take a person and help them from script writing, line and budget production, funding, location scouting, permitting, principal photography, which is the actual filming, post-production like editing, coloring, and scoring, and then distribution. Ray Lachey Inc. was founded or incorporated in 2021 as a Nevada C Corp. We do business to business, working with independent filmmakers and production companies, as well as streaming platforms, so that we can then bring it to the consumer, the actual movie. We have some competition, of course. I've broken this down into the cost, the pre-production, principal photography, and post-production. Fiverr, they're 1 star out of 3 because there's no continuity and it's hit or miss. Bonded does great pre-production and great post-production, but they will not help you film. These other companies, as you can see, work better in some areas than not, where Ray Lachey Inc. is full service and quality in the pre-production stage, principal photography, and we will be 3 stars in post-production once I get a handle on distribution and get the connections with those streaming companies. The market opportunity is huge. Tubi has 40,000 films. Amazon Prime has 31,000. Roku has 13,000. Max 2,000. Hulu 1,200. Apple TV has 80. There's many more streaming companies, and they're all looking for more titles. New ones come out every day. A unique opportunity for me was I was able to be a panelist, a producer panelist at the American Film Convention, where 60 people individually sat down with me and pitched their scripts. 12 of them were good, 5 of them were great, and I acquired 3 to produce. But there needs to be funding for them. About me, I'm a Brooklyn-born world traveler. I've been to over 25 countries. I have a BA in sociology and anthropology and MS in education. I have 4 published books. And I'm the writer producer of the short film Philly and the feature film We're Not Married. The ask for the first film is $400,000. $100,000 of that would go to the pre-production, like costumes and locations. $250,000 of that to the principal photography, which is heavily the equipment as well as the salaries, and $50,000 to post-production to get it edited and ready for the big screen. The nice thing about this for investors is that tax code 181 is in effect for a full write-off of anything that goes to film production. And we offer 15% return of the gross profits of the film and the first look on future projects. With that, here's my contact information, and thank you very much. Okay, good. I've practiced a little bit. Good question. And I really meant net. After. It really should have said net. Net is after. Yes, thank you for that. So it should be net. And anyone that I work with can, and this is across the board, which is standard, they have up to 3 years to audit any quarter. So they would use their own third party. Yes, thank you. And thank you for catching that.
Okay, now we'll raise the hand first, then I'll raise you, David.
I really like the pitch. One thing I wasn't crystal clear on is who is your target?
Thank you. The target customer is filmmakers and independent filmmakers. That would be my target business to business customer. We then move into people who watch movies, right? But that's the consumer. So, but I work with the actual independent filmmaker to bring their script to life.
It's a little unfair on how the problem that you started with fits into the ultimate pitch on starting film. Is it that it's the problem of not enough people knowing how to write, kind of translating to not being able to create and produce a film, or can you clarify that a little bit?
That's a good question. And maybe I should remove that slide. That was more of how the company evolved from one problem and the solution, bringing it to the next problem that I saw, and the solution is which is what I pitched on. So I could eliminate that and just start with.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Edward, do you have a question? All right, Ken, feedback?
Yeah, great presentation, and the immediate idea which led to my question, are you already well positioned for Sony and Warner Brothers?
Am I already well positioned?
Yes.
I don't understand.
We need to rephrase the question.
Yes, please.
Okay, Sony and Warner Brothers are planning to have a presence here in Southern Nevada, and my question is, are you well positioned to interact with them and or get your clients to interact with them?
Yes. So if they have development and are willing to work with me to develop films, then yes. But I don't have enough content to sell to them or to show them because we need the money to fund it first.
A two-part question. So potentially you're going to be a full service production house. With that said, do you have any gear yet? Then the second part of the question is, for the business to business, what is your kind of like vetting process for who is your ideal independent filmmaker? Like, do they need a corporate entity? And making movies, like where's your whole brother with they're too new, they just have an idea in the script, or they're a seasoned vet, they have money, and they have a corporate entity? Sorry, that's a lot of questions.
It is a lot of questions. Let me repeat them.
I got it.
Well,
you wanna read it
the
quickly?
people online cannot,
Okay,
they
sorry.
don't hear the questions. So first, Edward asked how far along you were, if you had any equipment. Production, yeah, because you want to be a full service production house. And then, except for you said the second part, which was post-production, you don't have that equipment yet.
Correct.
Okay. And then, I'm sorry, what was the rest of the question? It was involved.
What level am I vetting people to take in for, how am I vetting people to decide what level I take them on for projects?
Oh, good question.
So I'm a full service media consulting and production, right? So we outsource for equipment. There's lots of equipment rentals. And it's better to rent them at this level. For me, not only is equipment very expensive, but it's also always changing, and different films want different angles and cameras for specific things. So it's better to rent them from equipment houses than to own them myself. Also, and sometimes we can hire people with equipment, like the cameraman sometimes has their own equipment, and we get it for a cheaper price. I don't take, now if somebody wants me to write or edit a script, that is something I can do. But in terms of what I need investment for, it's already done scripts that have been vetted as excellent, in my opinion, and others, right? And that we can now just start to develop. I don't need funding to write a script, just to develop it now from the script to the next steps. The screen.
Sub out post.
Yes, post. I work very closely with Point 360 out of Burbank, and they are an excellent post-production house. I also have Homestead as a secondary post house, which does the captioning as well as coloring. And then outsource the musical score, of course, editing, as well as coloring, depending on who we want to go with. And yes. In LA, yes, not here in Las Vegas.
The question was, does she have contacts or an established relationship with rental houses where she can get the equipment?
So I have some individual connections with people who have equipment, but I haven't needed to use any rental houses or equipment rental here in Las Vegas yet. So that's still to.
Are there sound stages in Vegas yet? Good question.
I don't know.
Okay. I know over at View, they have a really beautiful space and you can do stuff there. Okay, so for me, you had enough time to actually talk about what the tax code 181 was. Totally unaware of how that fits in with your business. Does it mean that you would be able to recoup a lot of your expenses?
Yes, an investor can write off 100% of their investment for film production under tax code 181. It's not always in effect. It has been for the last 2 years and is currently in effect now.
Is that federal or state?
Federal.
Okay, cool. Okay, and who wants to go next?
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Hi again, Maggie and everyone. My name is Crystal. I am the founder and CEO of Rushlux, where we are transforming how you receive beauty. So, there we go. The problem is that, one, poor quality and care. Maggie, I don't know if you or anybody else can see my lovely little chat bubble right there with my picture. Like everybody else, people face issues with getting horrible substitutions, such as, I'm a chocolatey Black woman. I've been this way my whole life, Maggie, okay? I should not be getting horrible shades. Well, excuse me, the wrong shade, if I'm this color, and I should not be getting someone else's shade of makeup, let alone if I order one product, I should not get something completely different because the person is not trained on it. Not to mention the horrible time constraints of using different apps just to do one thing, searching through Instagram to book and find somebody when I'm traveling, to, find a stylist, whether it's for myself, my husband, or even my daughter. Just fragmented solutions were a horrible thing. So current options makes beauty services and beauty products and services shopping so just horrible to even experience. So it makes it hard for people like myself, who is a stay-at-home mom, to, really find really good quality, products and services without taking hours and hours out of my day. So with that being said, Rushlux is the solution to that. We have redefined how convenience is basically experience for all of our customers. So delivering premium beauty services and products to your doorstep with features like shade match technology and AI support for seamless shopping experiences. Not to mention, with that seamless experience, we have vetted professionals, our trained drivers, and curated selections ensure exceptional service and beauty needs all in one platform. So not to mention, like I touched back on the problem here, the time-saving innovation. So with flexible booking, our lovely AI assistant Lily and advanced tech simplify how beauty services and products are experienced. So I don't know if you can see this here. We have a few of just the clips here of our app. So right now we are working with a large market. The total market that we are working with is $600 billion globally. The excuse me, the sizable, I might be getting these terminologies messed up, I apologize. The total US market that we're looking to capture is $8.5 billion. Over the course of 3 years, we're looking to capture $425 million of that 5% of the USA market. So our advantages were one of a kind. We combine beauty services and I'm so sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Uh-oh. So yes, we combine beauty services and product shopping all in one place, offering unmatched convenience and variety. With our advanced technologies, such as our lovely assistant, as I will keep mentioning, Lily, she provides shade match technology, which sets us apart by providing personalized tech-forward solutions. Our expert care team, our drivers, our trained vetted professionals prioritize customer satisfaction, ensuring reliable and high quality service every time. And our customer-centric approach. From flexible booking to curated product selections, our focus is on delivering a seamless, tailored experience that meets diverse customer needs. So our competition right about now, as you can see with RushLux, we combine everything, as I mentioned before, working with, Sephora, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart. No one else is combining beauty service booking, AI-powered personalization, an integrated business model, and provider empowerment, and not to mention higher driver pay. And some of them don't even offer, shipping at all, or let alone same-day delivery. So our business model is B2C and B2B. So with our direct-to-customer convenience, the only merchandise delivery service to solely pick up and deliver cosmetics. With our personalized solution, like I touched back on before, Shade Match technology, our skincare profile, and our AI assistant, Lily, deliver tailored beauty services and products for every customer. And our premium quality assurance, our high quality beauty services and products are delivered by trained professionals to ensure your satisfaction. So you're not just going to get someone who just decided they wanted to pick up and, earn a few extra bucks. No, these people are going to actually care about what you're getting and receiving to your door. So our audience that we're targeting, right now we're targeting the B2C. So busy professionals, beauty enthusiasts, urban millennials, and Gen Z. So with these customers, these are people who are individuals who value time saving, convenient beauty services, premium products, not to mention tech savvy individuals who prioritize convenience and innovative platforms. Our secondary customers will be the B2B, our beauty professionals, and our local beauty merchants. So since we're tapping into such a niche market, our beauty professionals will also be housed on our app as well as our beauty merchants. So we're seeking new ways to, market and distribute their products to an established tech-driven marketplace, and touching back on, the freelance stylists, makeup artists, barbers, experts, to connect them with wonderful clients. And those demographics and psychographics look like ages between 18 to 45, income level, middle to upper middle income, discretionary spending on beauty products and services. So right now we're looking to launch in 6 cities, initially in the springtime. So touching back on this, tech savvy, aspirational, just someone looking to experience premium quality self-care. So last year we went ahead and secured all of our key hires to start building out our entire infrastructure. This year, as I touched on just previously, we're looking to launch our MVP the spring of 2025. So we're hoping to have our full kit and caboodle out, the entire app by October of this year. And launching on to, just touching on to our goal of 2027 expansion into additional key markets, and introduce our additional customer facing products.
Crystal,
Yes.
you're out of time.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
Okay, so other than the timing, I did want to hear more about your team.
Oh, well, wonderful. Well, about my
That's
team,
okay.
just yeah, absolutely. Well, just briefly, myself, like I said, founder and CEO. Our COO is William Dickeroff. He was very instrumental in bringing Lucid Motors public. Our CTO, Ola, works with various government institutions in their IT departments, as well as over their program. I'm so sorry, IT program, as well as Agile program. I always say that wrong. Dr. Elizabeth Davis is our CFO, and our Chief Marketing Officer, Mark Hamilton, is over UWM marketing team.
All right, do you
So,
have an ask?
yes, we're looking to raise 3 million this round for our pre-seed
Okay.
round. Yes.
All right, feedback.
All right, good evening, Chris.
Hi.
I heard the feedback.
Uh-oh. Yes,
Just,
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, Crystal, Kim here. First quick question is your product the app? and the
Yes.
plat- I kind of got them. Does somebody else have their device on here?
Speakers right
Oh,
there, and it goes into the mic.
it's driving me crazy, I'm sorry. Okay, what I was trying to,
Yeah, that's what was happening the whole time I was talking. It was a lot of feedback. Sorry, you're getting it now too.
While you talk, I'll mute it, so
Okay.
it doesn't, and then when Crystal applies, I'll unmute it so we can hear her.
okay.
So give it one
All right.
second.
Okay, Crystal, thanks. What I was trying to understand is if I made a draw comparison, it's almost like you're creating a platform like you have for Uber or Lyft. It's just for either people that are looking for the beauty professional services, or it's a platform that people that provide those services and or products. I was just trying to make sure I understood the concept.
That is absolutely correct. So lovely. I love that you say that. I am an Uber Eats person. So yes, that's the simplest way I can put it. Uber Eats, but for think Sephora, but for Uber Eats. Yes. So essentially, if you need to book a barber for yourself, or if you want to buy your wife, some nice makeup because you're about to have date night out, yes, you can do both all in one platform. Absolutely.
Okay, and so to the best of your knowledge, there are no competitors out there. Like I know for getting haircuts, I've run into one or two platforms that provide the service. So I'm just curious if you're aware of anyone else that has done what you're doing.
No one else is doing exactly what we're doing. And here's why I say that. So you might have, like I mentioned back into our pitch deck, there are fragmented solutions. So yes, you might get someone that you can book a haircut, but you can't book and shop with them. So if you can book and shop with them, they're not doing what we're doing. They're not tailoring and curating your selections. They're not making sure that once you're traveling, so for instance, if you're traveling for out of state, and I'm so sorry, I can't see who I'm speaking to make this more personal, but if you are traveling somewhere and say, for instance, I'm in Detroit right now, visiting family. If I'm here, I want to be able to see who I can book in my area to do my hair, my nails, my eyelashes, or, book a haircut for my husband, as well as order my products through Sephora, but still know exactly what I'm getting. And the best part is, I can't say too much right now because it hasn't been released yet. Like I said, with our AI assistant, Lily curates so many different aspects into personalizing the user's experience. So with that being said, you'll have, I can't say too much without saying it. I'm so sorry. But yes, I hope that answers your question. I really apologize.
Thanks so much for your presentation. Really interesting.
Absolutely. Thank
I-
you.
I'm wondering about why Sephora hasn't done something like this yet, both the AI assistant and the delivery service. Are you sort of steering toward them or one of their competitors as a potential
I don't want to.
acquirer? Or how do
Oh,
you see the
absolutely.
ecosystem fitting together?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would love to work with them. And that's actually what we're working on. We're working with partnering with them to, so we have several various opportunities, segues into airports, beauty kiosks, scan and go stores. So we have so many different lanes for us to work with. And we do want to partner with Ulta and Sephora to bring our technology for them to utilize it as well. So there are various different avenues that, yeah, like you said, it's funny that they didn't, but the best part is I can guarantee you with the IP that I have on Lily, no one else would have definitely thought to put as much thought and detail into it. And I hate to say it like that, but seriously, it's very interesting if you once you look under the hood.
Cool. And as a unrelated follow-up, do you have an opinion on how tariffs and a possible trade war could affect the cosmetics market? Do you think that could, how does that, you see that impacting your business, if at all?
That would be a question for our compliance and legal department. So Paul and William, like I said, our phenomenal COO, he is the one stressing out about that at this moment. So I would definitely, yes, definitely, that's going to cause a bit of a hassle. However, there are several large beauty vendors as well as we plan on working with Amazon. So we have same day shipping, we have same day delivery. So we'll have several different avenues to kind of, mitigate that risk, given if there is something going on with not being able to receive cosmetics from, China or, various other countries. So I hope that answers your question.
Right. And Reverend Lee has a question online.
Hey, how you guys doing? Crystal, this question is, I wanted to ask, I'm sorry, I'm a little shocked. Um, your drivers, will they be only going to professional places, or like they won't be picking up makeup and beauty supplies at Smith's or anything like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wherever you can get beauty from, honey, we're going to give it to them. So whether it's from a drugstore, because we love us a good drugstore beauty haul. Absolutely. So whether you need a do-rag from the beauty supply store, or if you need makeup from Sally's, or you need hair clips from Sally's, wherever, we're going to get it. Absolutely. But just not some stranger's house. Absolutely not. No, we're not doing that.
Okay. The other question, the other thing was, is I just wanted to say, you should also, when you start to advertise, or when you advertise, in here in Vegas, where um they're getting ready to open up studios and stuff like that there. So that would be probably a good market, some place to make sure you look at it, are the movie studios.
Okay. Thank you.
And did you have a question?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Crystal, Hannah here.
Uh-oh.
Couple of follow-ups. First of all, just conceptually, what's the 3 million for?
So for technology, so going into everything that we're getting ready to go into, so I am, give me 1 second here to go back to what it is. Give me 1 second to go back to the presentation. Go back to the slide. So 40% of that will be going towards employee salaries, 30% for clearly the technology and development and the maintenance of the application. 15% of that, and some of these numbers are subject to change clearly with our CFO working on this diligently. Marketing and partnerships, 10% goes to operations and legal, and then the 5% contingency fund.
Okay, and then my other follow-up to build on, I think it's Noah was asking.
Okay.
It was David.
David? Okay, David was asking, if someone came up with the 3 million plus or minus, do you have an exit strategy if you're acquired? And what I'm trying to get at too is, do you intend to hold on to things over the course of time? Or if you had an attractive offer, once you perfected things, because basically you're doing the work for Sephora, would you be interested in selling and being acquired?
Okay, so that's a wonderful question. That's a question that I would be interested in answering more further down the line. But as far as like our technology, licensing it out would be a great way to start partnerships. However, this app is not our end all be all. The best part is we do have other products and services that will come additionally following this. I like to say that this is just our Trojan horse into the market. So we do have a nice exit strategy if something comes up, but we would like to see where things go with bringing the additional technologies to the market before we make any exit.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Who's going next? All right, Noah. can join up and you'll go after him. Both of them.
All right, my name's Noah Carson. My company is Solar Fix, the solar repair experts, providing in-need homeowners with convenient service, keeping those homes powered on sunshine, and solving the solar repair crisis for aging systems. All right, so I don't know how many of you have dealt with home contractors, but as we all know, it's a very easy and simple process where they show up on time and their pricing is always very low. I'm being sarcastic there. However, there are solar customers right now have a even more challenging issue going on where over 50% of residential solar systems were installed by companies that are no longer in business, and their warranties went away with those companies. And as well, there's limited options because the large national solar installers don't service third-party systems. And for solar homeowners like myself, if your system is not running, then you are not getting the benefits. So now you are buying your power from the utility company, which has gotten quite expensive here. So the solution is leveraging technology and expertise. So we'll be offering virtual and in-person diagnostics to let homeowners know if their system is performing up to what it's supposed to, as well as offering automated flat fee pricing for most common services and allowing convenient self-scheduling for customers. We have fast turnarounds, certified expert technicians, and partnering with all the largest solar OEMs. So here's the market. The total US solar service market, sorry, this slide needs to get fixed, but basically there are 5 million US homes in America that have solar, and repairs range from $500 to $3,000, on average about $1,500, and repairs can happen between 5 to 10 years. So looking at a TAM of about $1.5 billion. The SAM, we're looking at the southwestern United States, Nevada, California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado, which accounts for half of all US installed systems. And so that is about $450 million a year. The SOM, looking at capturing 20% of the Las Vegas market of abandoned solar systems. And so that's about 3.6 million, and looking to achieve that within 3 years. All right, so the competitive market here, there's basically 3 groups of competitors. There are local solar repair companies, and they typically are not licensed, and they're pretty just small, more or less handyman companies. There's also local service contractors that do service on HVAC systems, plumbing, roofing, electrical. However, they are not, experts in the solar area. And then there are the national installers. So that's Sunrun and Tesla, which acquired Solar City. So we are aiming to beat them in the competitors in all factors. Ease of service by being online and automated with software. We're gonna have simple quoting, automated scheduling, and online payments. As I said, we are just hiring solar repair experts, and also we are covering all systems. We'll be licensed. And by leveraging technology and not having large back office staff, we tend to have the lowest cost in the market. All right, so business model will be making money through a flat fee solar repairs, as well as diagnostic inspections and performance reports. We're offering annual maintenance plans. And then we'll be branching into additional services such as EV charging, main panel upgrades, adding on solar and batteries to existing systems. The main driver of costs will be labor. The vast majority of that is going to be the service technicians. Our goal is to have the highest paid technicians in the industry to retain top talent and acquire more talent. We have limited back office employees because we're going to be using the top cutting edge software and AI automation. Obviously, marketing costs will be going into the cost there as well. Okay, and let's go. So go to market, we're going to be doing direct to consumer as well as channel partnerships through existing solar installers and OEM manufacturers. So we're launching here in Vegas Q2, opening up additional services by the end of this year, and planning to expand throughout the Southwest start of 2026. Team is me. That
was 6 minutes, right?
All right.
Okay. Did you have another slide? Is there next steps? Okay.
And then contact page.
Wonderful. Okay. All right. Some of your slides were a little hard to see. That would be my feedback, especially that Tam Sam Sam.
Yeah.
You know that the Venn diagram's hard to see.
Yeah.
And it's really obvious when you're on a giant screen like this and there's lights that the images need to be really large. This is for everybody. The images need to be large and readable from like the back of the room with a little bit of glare on the front of them. Okay, other feedback? Edward has a question. You want me to throw this to you?
Can he go back to the other page, the previous page?
No, that's good.
Before
Really great
the contact
presentation.
us?
Amazing idea. As I listened to it, the technician and like how much you pay them, is it okay to ask what like a full-time technician would make? Because it seems like those key people are kind of key to growing. Because you mentioned highest price, like what does that look like? Is it 60,000, 120? I'm just curious.
Yeah, top full-time technicians should be making over $100,000 a year.
Okay.
All right. Okay. No, you're here first, then you're next. Pass. All right, whoever's closest.
Okay, my quick question is, the other key element is, where are you with the development of the software platform?
So I'm using off-the-shelf technology, so CRMs and other tools. I do have my advisor is a classmate of mine who is an AI engineer from Microsoft and Meta, which comes like Twilio right now. So he is expert in usually voice and customer service automation. And so that is what we're going to be integrating down the road as the need to manage volume comes.
Guadalupe has her hand raised online. Give me 1 second, please, Guadalupe.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
So can he go back before the screen before contact us? And I have a question. So he's offered the service to established client by previous company, but how that client is going to pay for the service? Is going he going to collect by the insurance, because every installation have insurance? So how? I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, thanks for the question. So the homeowners will be paying me because I am offering services to clients who don't have the installer who warrantied it in business anymore. So they'll be paying for it so that they can have their system operational again.
Okay, so it's established client, they have already the solar panels, and then you're going to do maintenance?
Correct. Yeah, and I guess the one clarification on there is most of the manufacturers of the equipment, the primary ones, are still in business, and so we'll be handling the warranties for for the equipment, so the inverter or the solar panels. But the homeowners will be paying us for the labor.
Gotcha. Okay, so and how much the homeowner is going to pay for the labor?
It depends on the service they need.
Okay. So you can put in a free estimate, or how much you going to charge for the estimate?
Yes, the quotes are free. Yeah, and we'll have that on the website when we launch it.
Okay, thank you.
Or shall I chuck it to you?
So great presentation. Thank you for sharing. I was curious about how the ownership of the panels factors into this, because I know a lot of the time the panels remain owned by the installer and the homeowner is just leasing them. Is that what you meant by abandoned panels? Is that somehow the lease holder got out of it, or how does that factor in?
So these are almost all the abandoned customers I'm talking about are almost entirely people who purchase their systems outright,
Okay.
or finance them. So most of the large called power purchase agreements, so PPAs, providers, that was Solar City, which was acquired by Tesla. That's where I worked initially, and then Sunrun. So they have the vast majority of all PPAs outstanding. SunPower did go out of business last year. They did offer PPAs. There are a couple companies in the industry who also offer PPAs who may not be lasting much longer. So, but those are managed by banks. That's not the initial target. However, so basically the service is covered by the owner of the PPA. So
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, we would additionally ideally partner with them.
Cool. Thanks.
I'm just curious, how do solar panels get damaged?
Yeah. So the solar panels themselves are extremely reliable. I have them in my house. My mom has them on her house. She's had them for 15 years now. The one part that of the system that needs replacement is called the inverter. It's basically like the engine. That's the one thing that there's kind of moving parts. So those typically last 5 to 10 years. Here in Vegas, a lot of inverters are placed on the outside of the homes, and we're right in direct sunlight. And so in the middle of the summer, when it's working the hardest, it's also overheating. So a lot of those are burning up faster than they are not living as long as they should. As far as solar panels go, in areas with large hail storms, that's big. If you live on a golf course and golf balls hit it, but really it has to be a hard impact. Now in Vegas, we do have lots of pigeons that like to nest underneath them. So putting pigeon guard or other to prevent critters from getting underneath and chewing on or damaging stuff is also needed sometimes.
Thank you.
Oh,
We can
great.
hear
Thank you. So my name is Frederick Cole, and I represent the cat toy. There we go. Sorry, going too fast. Let's talk about cats. See, everybody loves cats in some form or another. But did you know that there are approximately 79 million cats are kept as pets in the US household? That's right. That's 1 in every 3 households. And on average, there's about 2 cats per household. Very interesting stats. I didn't know that myself until I got involved in this. Of course, I had cats almost my entire life, but there is a problem. And that problem is really us. Believe it or not, our society has a very sedentary lifestyle. Today's lifestyle leads people to be sitting at home, watching television, not moving. This has led to an increase in unhealthy adults. There are many factors, but one of the primary drivers is a lack of activity. This problem has migrated to our cats. Unbelievably. Today, many cats are obese. As you can see by the chuckles, we see them on TikTok, we see them on Facebook, we see all of these memes and pictures, but it's a reality. And unfortunately, that reality is 60% of North American cats are obese. Some of these factors are overfeeding, neutering, but also the lack of exercise. And the AAA says that portion control feeding schedules, and encouraging physical activity is a very good solution. So like us, we need to move and we need to get our cats moving. But how do we do that in the house? Meet the ultimate cat toy. It is a toy that is on a zip line. It is remote controlled, and it works by using the cat's natural instincts as a predator. It gets them moving all of the time. It also engages the owner. It's not a toy where the owner can just set aside and leave. If you've ever had pets, you probably buy that little mouse and whatever, the cat plays with it for a few times and then it sits in the corner and they never touch it again. This is fully interactive. You must go ahead and play with it in order to get your cat active, okay? Some of the key features is that it's a remote control. It stimulates the cat's natural intuition to move, and it's a very quick setup. It only takes less than 5 minutes to set up. The opportunity. The global interactive cat toy market is projected to grow from 2 billion to 4 billion by 2032. It's pretty hard, with a compounded average growth rate of 8.5%. Very, very large market. Rising pet ownership rates. We're trying to make our pets humans. We love our pets, right? This is what's driving this demand for this market. Modern pet owners are looking for interactive toys. This is what they want. Here is our TAM, our SAM, and our SOM. As we said, the marketplace looks to be growing to at least 4 billion by 2032. But we know our serviceable, addressable market is right here that we're in the United States. It's about 700 million, still very large, right? And lastly, what we're really looking to hit right now is about 2 to 15 million. That's not my laptop. We do have a few competitors out there, but they don't hit all the key points that we're looking for. Is it remote controlled? Does it promote physical activity? Can you have the pet owner engage? These are the 3 points that we like to stress that we always hit every single time. Yeah? So our revenue model, and mind you, we're already in business. We've been doing this for a couple years now. Right now we sell it for $24.99. Accessories and add-ons, we have a little wand. We have various different types of lures, as you saw in one of the other pictures, from $5 to $15. We are direct to consumer. We don't really sell anywhere else except Etsy. We're not on Amazon yet. We really don't want to, right? For a number of different reasons. But we are looking for partnerships and we may hit Amazon in the future, right? We do want to get on to Chewy. We want to get into Petco. So we're looking to grow there, right? And then we're also looking to get into these pet clinics, the boutique stores for exclusive distribution, right? We do have a very, very distinct strategy on how we've been releasing it. We started in 2022. We had 150 sales right off the bat, no problem. After we got it all together, we got the product in and we got it assembling, there was already a demand as we started showing people. Then in 2023, as we started to go and market it, we sold a little bit more. We sold about 280. Last year, we sold 400. This year, we've already sold 420 and counting, right? We are live, we are selling. So we do, and all of this is with very, very limited advertising, right? Etsy, it almost sells 1 or 2 to 3 orders every single day on Etsy, no problem. No advertising there. So right now we're seeking an investment of about $200,000, okay? We have already invested $60,000 to bring this to market, all right? It's not a cheap endeavor to get it started. All of this was done out of pocket. So now we're looking to grow and to scale to the next level. We don't want to go too fast, right? We are trying to make sure that we scale appropriately. And so we're looking at a 5x return in about 5 years. So you can be a part of the future by investing with us. Here's our contact information, and you can elevate the lives of pets. Yeah, I'll just unclip it.
Feedback, hands ready?
Yeah, excellent presentation.
Thank you.
The fact you already have revenue outstanding, and I was waiting on the ask. So the question is, what's the timeline moving forward with the 200,000 infusion?
Timeline is really, what it takes is the parts to be ordered from China, right? And obviously there's a lot of issues there. We are working on contingency plans in other countries over there in Asia to bring it in a little bit cheaper to get around these tariffs that are hitting us. So we are working on contingency plans, but the 200,000, well, that will give us a runway for the next year. And that should scale us up to where we should start to see some larger returns because we have bigger profit margins because we're able to do bigger orders. So right now we can do about 5,000, about 1,000 here, 1,000 there. So it's scaling up slowly. 200,000 would give us a big 10,000 product order, and then we can really start to move, advertise, and sell.
Okay. And my only other related question to that is, do you have the ability to manufacture it here in the United States, specifically the state of Nevada?
Not in the state of Nevada because of the plastic mold injection. There are a few here in the States, but it's done a lot cheaper overseas. It's how we can get that price point. But we do assemble it here. All the parts come in, and then we do assembly here. Please.
Just questions about patent and trademark. Love the idea. Amazing presentation. You're great up there.
Thank you.
Just wondering about patents and trademarks.
Thank you. We are working on that. We do have patent pending. We do have submitted for trademark as well. So yes, we're trying to go for the home run on this one. We will be working for international patents and trademarks as well.
Part of that investment money is allocated.
Absolutely. It's part of that is legal. Correct.
This is more just a question than feedback, but can you talk a little bit about the growth in the cat toy market and why you see it doubling over the next 10 years?
For the factors that we see are, as they're listed there, people have been spending a lot more money on their animals over the last 20 years, right? Most of us are some pretty seasoned adults here, and we've seen dogs go from leashes to strollers, right, in our lifetime. And the same is happening for cats as well, but it's an indoor type of thing, right? We have automated feeders, we have toys, we have microphones that we can talk to them remotely. People care about their pets. And that's one of the big drivers is the humanization, as they call it, right? They want to stay connected to their animals.
So it's the spend per cat.
That's correct. That's right, absolutely. And this is interactive. You as the pet owner must use it as well.
Yeah, my question's on the sales channels. So far you've only used Etsy. Do you have insights into how this might sell on other platforms and channels? You mentioned Amazon. And are you going to have to invest in advertising to grow that, or are you going to rely on viral sales or word of mouth?
Very good question. So we do. We have tried Facebook advertising. Believe it or not, very low sales. A lot of money spent, almost 1 or 2 sales, I think, from Facebook. Where we do get our return for the buck is Google AdWords, right? And we know as soon as we turn that on, the sales just shoot right through the roof. So we actually have to stop because we have to monitor our stock and then make sure our lead times for reorder and so forth, right? So we've kind of mastered that cycle over the last 2 years, but now it's just about investment to scale it and then scale our lead time so that they come down shorter and shorter. But it is about now the Google AdWords, which is really the kind of key driver. We know we want to go to Amazon, but not yet.
Steven's question.
Yes.
Hi. First off, great presentation.
Thank you.
Love that. So I've seen other toys like this. So why is, I guess my question is, why would I buy one from you and not from somebody else?
It's an impulse buy. Quite frankly, when I came on board, my brother was actually the engineer who designed it. And his best friend, right, from childhood days is also a very good friend of mine. My brother sent me the video, right? And he said, oh, check this out. And the first thing I did was where can I buy this? That was the first thing I said. And that's the reaction that we have all the time. So you'll probably see our stuff now on TikTok and a few other social platforms. But every time we show it to people, they immediately, where can I get that at? Where can I get that at? Because when you have your pets, and like I said today, we care about them. We want to keep them engaged. So this is a different type of toy that people really haven't seen in the pet stores yet. And so it's an impulse buy, and we kind of play on that.
So, sorry, can I do a follow-up?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Just really quickly. So once like if you get out into the market and the impulse is going to level out in the market. So what's the attraction? That's what I'm trying to get to, is what's the attraction of that interactive model compared to other interactive models on the market?
I feel like we have a long way to go before we hit market saturation, because not just the United States, there are other countries out in the world, right? So that also have pets. So we are looking first here to develop and get this market set, and then we will move overseas immediately. Middle East is a big market, believe it or not.
Okay, the online question quickly.
Yes,
Way up the time.
I would like to know the shipping turning time. How long it's going to take, and if the product do not arrive on time, so you can apply credit. Do you going to offer that?
So are you saying if a customer orders the product, what is our turnaround time? So we
Yes,
do have
correct.
international orders already. And that generally over to Europe takes about 10 days to 2 weeks. And we haven't really missed a target date yet, because then it goes to the shipping carriers once it leaves our door, right? So from us, it either goes to USPS, UPS, or FedEx, depending on which selector that you took for the shipping provider. And then they provide the updates from there. It's outside of our hands. But we make sure that we have enough in stock and that our lead times from our bulk orders are in, so that we don't miss any orders. Thank you.
Thank you.
One last thing about the pitch. I would recommend that instead of using units, do dollars for sales.
Okay.
Okay.
This is just a draft, too. This is not the final.
Okay.
So you'll see the final
Great.
shebang on Friday.
There you go. Awesome. How does this look? Okay.
One part's a magnet and one part's the platform.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, down here is going to be fine too.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Louise Ladress. I am going to be talking to you today about G's Louise Studios. I forgot the clicker. So what is G's Louise Studios? Is it this one? I'm so sorry.
You have to go
down.
You have to press
Oh.
it down to make it work.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
could play
that's,
over
it's
here
connected
also.
to this one, so stick that in yours.
Oh, I don't have a USB, so that's okay. I'll just sit
Okay.
over here. Okay. All right. So what is G's Louise Studios? So G's Louise Studios is the art and design practice of me, Louise. I am the artist who keeps asking, how do I translate startup language into art? So this is my attempt at doing that. I am based in Las Vegas and New York City. We create vibrant visuals for brands and individuals who deeply care for their communities. So how do I summarize the problem I'm trying to solve, right, with art? And this is my best estimate at it. So art fosters connection. Art can make the complex feel familiar. It adds joy in the midst of conflict. It creates hope and action. In short, we like to say that we add color to community. And I feel like we need more of that these days. We solve this problem with these various services. We believe that every story needs meaningful visuals to help tell it, and here's how we can help. We create murals, art commissions, merch design, as well as poster designs, as well as event branding. And because we love looking at pictures, I have a few for you. Here's a mural that I created for Nevada State University. All my murals are created uniquely for the space that you have and to create interest in your space, making it an iconic landmark. Art commissions, I create key art that speaks to your specific values, community, or purpose. And people always ask me, are you intimidated by AI? And to be honest, no, because as long as I'm making art for humans, humans will want art from humans. Merch design, I also create bold and iconic designs with production details considered. Because yes, hypothetically, you could download a picture on Google. However, are you thinking about the print considerations, the fabric, the quality of your shirt? How will the ink look on it? How will the tactile experience of your customer feel when they get that piece? This is why people love merch at concerts. They pay $80 for one piece of merch because of that experience. Poster designs. So we're in Las Vegas, the center of entertainment in the United States. Posters are so key to getting people in the door to buy a ticket. So this is one of the things that I do. I combine text and image together, artfully integrated to help advertise your product or your event. I also do event branding. I come from a corporate background. So this is one of the spaces that I designed for ABC's Abbott Elementary, where we created a school essentially for people to come and experience. So I create all these art and design systems so they create a cohesive visual story for your event. So who we serve, in short, people who create spaces for other people. Venue owners specifically that physically gather people through their products or services. So if you own a cafe, you own a bar, or you own a community center. Live event organizers who want to create immersive experiences for their attendees, who don't want to just throw up a flyer and call it a day. They want to create every little pinpoint of detail as something that creates a full story for everybody. And of course, brands and organizations founded by or for BIPOC, women, and queer communities. That is a non-negotiable for me. But you might say, why invest in art and design? I actually had to cut down the slide because there are so many arguments and statistics for design and its return on your investment. But here's a few. 64% of consumers say that murals make them more likely to visit a business or area. Just think of the art district and what it looked like a few years ago. Just the artwork that is there has made it more thriving and vibrant community, and businesses are popping up all the time. A strong visual identity conveys your values and builds an emotional connection, leading to greater customer loyalty. Just think of Nike, Target. You see that logo, it's on a sweatshirt, you buy it because they work so hard strengthening that visual identity every year. Lastly, consumers are 2.5 times more likely to have a positive opinion about products, branded products, compared to online ads, which is such a crazy stat because we spend so much money on social media, online marketing, but people still love physical things. And just to guide you through the creative process that we do, I just want to say artists are organized as well. So this is not your typical creative process. We get, as any business, we get your inquiry and that's free. And we draft a proposal where we agree on a timeline, the fee and everything. And we have a contract where we outline the usage of the artwork. We align on a discussion about your ideas, your message. This usually turns into kind of a chat with the client and we're just like vibing on ideas. And then we turn into the next round, which is the magic being created. Let me finish up. Just want to say, I am Louise Ladresse. I'm the founder, artist, and designer. I have all these amazing team members. I've worked with these brands. Here's the brands I've helped created. I've created for this. Here's the testimonial and a few of my case studies of other projects that I've done. Here is the way to work with me. And you can subscribe and stay in touch for any future projects. Thank you.
You did a really good job of taking something that is abstract and creating a problem and solution around it. I feel like we got a little bit in the weeds there on the whole creative process. I appreciated your saying that you were organized and that you had a process. But you have enough here for a 15-minute presentation.
Yes.
So you have to get it back to 6 minutes.
Thank you for that. That's really good feedback. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Because I'm going to build on what Maggie just mentioned, succinctly, what's the product and or service? And how do you want us to invest and how much?
Yeah, I guess that is a question for from me to you guys is I'm already an existing business and I already have clients. So the goal really for me to be here today was to get closer and clean up my messaging when I reach out cold call to clients. So it's more direct rather than me asking for investments. So the goal is for them to email me and inquire for a project. Could I make that clearer? How could I make that better? No, yeah.
That's the reason why I asked the question, because I was trying to understand. And just for everyone, it doesn't have to be a monetary ask. It can be an ask, like she said, hey, I'm trying to get my presentation to 6 minutes, engage people, and then get them to follow up. That's what I was trying to understand.
Okay, I'll make that clear. Thank you.
Okay, so I might have clarified. So this is not more or less a presentation about your business. This is a presentation to clients, because I wasn't sure who like your ideal client is. Was it a band? Is it a store owner who wants, a mural in their building? Is it the city of Las Vegas? Like who are your ideal clients?
Yeah, that's a great question because I serve all of those clients and they're more united by the mission of connecting to people. That is sort of why they come to me, and I solve their more broad conceptual problem, and whoever those people are change every time. So yeah, that is why it's hard for me to be like this one person, the city of Las Vegas, that, you know what I mean?
You guys?
In terms of your supply chain for creating art, how do you maintain a consistent amount of time per work? Because I know creative stuff can be, very up and down with inspiration and, when you feel like working and when you're really feeling it versus when you're not. How do you keep some consistency so that you can deliver on time?
That's a great question. I think every artist has a different answer to this. First of all, a big thing that I'm doing is diversifying my income sources, so that it frees up my time where I'm half passive, half active in terms of my projects. So that makes me limit my projects a month to like 2 5-figure projects, and the rest of the time I'm applying to fellowships or grants, because as artists we have these sort of multiple ways we have to keep like our work alive, as well as products. So I'm testing all of those at the moment, but that is a continuing question that I'm trying to solve right now. Yeah.
All right, Ken had another question.
Yeah.
Or comment?
Yeah, I'm gonna build on, this time it's David again. If I may, what I always talk about is efficiency versus effectiveness, but definitely efficiency as far as revenue streams or revenue sources. So absolutely, I'm glad that you're gonna be trying to figure out which one is the most efficient and then govern the clients accordingly.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, on to the online question.
Yes, you said you're not looking for client. What you're looking is for you established client to invest in your business. Is this correct?
So to clarify, I'm looking for clients who will hire me for my services. I'm not looking for investment money to develop my business.
Yeah, so you're looking for some partnership, no?
Customers, yes, yeah.
Okay. How you plan, because
Joey Dragonhead or Joe
I'm not clear about, so how you're going to target these clients. You're going to do a mixed event, like live reception event, and you're going to put your art there and making more like social event, and that way you can talk with a lot of clients. I would like to know how exactly is your target.
Sorry, just to clarify, is the question what are other ways I'm going to be reaching
Yeah,
other
it's
clients?
a different way because it's not clear. You say you need investment client, a client who's going to invest in your business, but I don't know how you target this client because at the same time, you call your client, it's kind of like a partnership. It's like me, I want to invest in your business. I have $10,000. So how I going to contact you directly? No, I want to see your art. I want to see the product. I want to see if the quality. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes. So that's a good question. So I'm actually in the works of finding a studio out here in Las Vegas because I've had those requests where people want to visit the studio and talk to me because that's the reason why people buy my art. So that's one of the things I'll be installing at Las Vegas City Hall later this year. That's going to be up for 6 months, and I'm part of a few group shows. But thank you. So there is multiple ways in the works that I'm trying to get my reputation up for that credibility so people can trust my art. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Louise.
Good evening. My name is Annabelle Baldwin. I'm a Marine spouse, a mom of three two-legged ones and one four-legged one. And the reason, and I have a background in nursing, the reason I stated this is because it kind of brings us to where we started from and how we started from. So what I noticed being a mom, working in healthcare, is everybody with a skin, especially in the state of Nevada, either has an allergic reaction to products or have dry skin. And based on that, I also realized that because of my heritage and how I grew up and the products I grew up using, I couldn't use every product because I either reacted, itched, or had to pay really expensive money to ship things in from Europe. And that happened with first kid, second kid, third kid. And at this point, I was like over it. So I went back to what my grandmother used to make, which is body butters and oils and stuff, and started implementing it. It worked. Finally, our skin was beginning to basically act right. However, I started basically talking to, families, listening to people, but also seeing things in the healthcare industry that basically made me realize I wasn't the only one with the problem. I saw patients with skin ripped. I saw patients that were severely dehydrated because I've worked from hospice to long-term care to critical care to wound care and also recovery. So what I see is either people are bedridden for a long time and their skin starts to deteriorate, or they're not hydrated enough and their skin starts to break down, or they're on so many medications that their body's not doing what it should be doing and they're reacting to much stuff. So and working in this field, I've not seen anything that the hospitals or even families have been able to use that have solved the problem permanently. Sometimes they will have things that work temporarily. However, not a long-term solution, but also things that were not going to scream at your skin, for lack of a better word. And so that's how I came upon Product of Grace. We're a faith-based business. And I say we're all saved by grace. And I say that because I know that we all experience different things in our lives. And at some point, we felt like giving up. But I know that sometimes grace always steps in. And that's where Product of Grace came from. And because of this, we started working, and an opportunity presented itself. And what was it? An entrepreneur day at my kids' school. And I said, this is a perfect place to find out if what we have is real, because everybody can tell you what you have is good. But when total strangers walk up to you and say, thank you, I've been trying to find a solution to this, and finally this worked on my kids. That was the goal, to make sure that people really liked it, to make sure that the product was also cost effective, because sometimes people want something, but if it's too expensive, then it defeats the purpose and we're not solving the problem. So I went to this event, we sold out, and weeks later, I was getting feedbacks. Moms were stopping me. Thank you for the products. We're gonna order more. Where's your store? So we ended up making something real quick because I wanted to build on that momentum. So when it comes to body products, it's a very big industry. Also, everybody's getting into the holistic journey, especially after COVID. People started looking at themselves differently, what they eat, what they use in their body, even their pets. And so now after that, we did that research. We realized that this is a big market and people really genuinely want something better. However, they don't know how to get it or there's no consistency. So now I saw that also people were going into the business and leaving the business because they got excited, hoping to make sales, but then didn't get the response they wanted and they kind of stopped. So I said, what's the problem? A lot of them had just one product, okay, one vanilla butter. If I know one thing I came to realize about human beings is that we're driven by a sense of touch, smell, taste, and also memories. So I started working on that. I said, I used to be addicted to Bath and Body Works. I said, why do I always go there? I love the way the things smell. Even though I itch sometimes and I react to some of the products, I still went back. So I said, why? Because of how it smelled, how it made me feel every time I use it. So I started incorporating essential oils that smelled nice, that make people remember their grandma, like roses. There are things that make people remember their childhood, like chocolate. We have a chocolate scrub, and somebody said, it made me remember, reminded me of Tootsie Roll. So things like that. But I also know that America, unfortunately, we're driven by our mouths. So I started making flavors that way, things like pineapple, mangoes, and stuff, because when people smell it, it makes them think of food. However, they're not putting it in your mouth. I've had people put it in your mouth, so I stopped giving out samples. I just say, may I have your hand? And I put the butter on their body. So, so we started working on different fragrances, but also sourced from essential oils. So we're not only giving you what you want, but we're trying to make sure it's also good for you. And our core products are from shea butter, mango butter, tallow butter. And lately we just added Illinois. Why? Because we realized that some people were allergic to coconut, and some people they not want tallow, and some people they not want shea. However, we wanted hydration. They agreed on something. They all wanted to be hydrated. So I figured, how do I get this to happen naturally, but also in the most cost-effective way? So I started doing my research in addition to the other things that I already had. So right now we're currently selling from farmers markets. The response has been amazing. We've had return customers. Okay, so current limitations is just space. People want to come back, but they don't want to come back to the farmers market. They want to know that you have a stable place that can always come. An effective website where people can easily order from, but also get our name out there, advertising. And currently our target market is everyone with a skin, and current business model is direct sales for now and eventually healthcare facilities, because they are one of the biggest consumers of body care products for their patients. And we're asking for $300,000 right now. And currently we started in November, and we've currently invested between $3,000 to $5,000. Basically everything as we sell, we invest back into the business. We don't owe any debt at the moment. Our products cost anywhere from 10 cents to $5 to make, and our products range from $3 to $50. So far we have 60% return customers. And like we say, add product of grace. We're not just butters and chapsticks. We're a holistic journey. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. Okay, let's talk about the presentation. You have products.
Yes,
let's
ma'am.
have images.
Okay.
All right, that's all your script.
Okay.
We shouldn't be looking at it.
Okay.
Okay, you can have it on a screen.
Yes.
Or on notes, but
Okay.
we want to see pictures of the product when it comes to your team. We want to see your whole family.
Okay.
We want to be engaged
Okay.
with what's going on there. You're doing a fine job presenting it. It's just that we need to be a little more visually stimulated.
Cool.
Okay.
Definitely.
Other feedback.
Maggie stole my thunder, but that's right. That's right. Ditto what she said, because the product's definitely appealing. Okay, so here's my question. Have you already had sales already?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and if you have had sales, that'll obviously be something to show and put up here. And then the other question I have is, do you manufacture or basically put everything together here in Nevada?
Myself.
Because there are programs here that potentially can assist you if it's made in
Yes.
Nevada that may even lead to possible assistance getting investment,
Yes, sir.
if you're not aware.
No, I didn't know.
Okay,
But we
all right.
we do put them together. The only thing we do get from overseas, which is West Africa, is the shea butter. Some of the mango butters come from Indonesia, but currently, and then the tallow butter comes from Mississippi.
Okay, and then okay, I see you do have a website.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Productofprice.store.
Anybody? Yep. My turn to run around.
Yeah, just following up. Thanks for sharing your story and your products. And if you look for just to structure your presentation a little more and just so it flows a little cleaner. I mean the slide structure that that's out there is good. And if you want help with, I love using ChatGPT and other tools all the time. So that's really good at turning that script you have right there into slides. And then there's tool, the one I was using, Gamma, can make a slide deck for you in just a couple minutes. So
Thank
if you
you.
want help with that, just so
Yes.
you can go from like the problem to the solution to the market and show your products and your sales and all that, and kind of understand the business a little easier.
Cool. Thank you.
Happy to help if you want.
Definitely.
Or that last part, you said is that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the presentation. On the $300,000 ask, I'm curious to hear how you plan to use that and how quickly you think you'd be able to put all that money to work given the current scale of the business. Do you think it would take a while to be able to scale up, or could you flip that inventory pretty quickly?
I believe it can be flipped pretty quickly. Based on what we've experienced, because when we started with like probably 4 products. We had 2-3 different types of body butters, chapsticks, lip balms, soap, and African black soap. That was all we had. By the second, third week, we were adding things like body oils, different, I know, body oils, but different types, because the more I listen to them, and okay, people say, I'm vegan. I don't want tallow on my product. So I'm like, okay, I got to do something without tallow. And then the more we listened, the more we found out that this market was actually way bigger than we realized. Now we're doing deodorants, body oils, essential oils, to our local body sponge, because people say, I don't want plastic. Well, there are plants that you can use as loafers. So the market it's available. It's literally there for the taking. The biggest problem is the ability to be able to manage it. I want to be, the goal for this is to be able to get a space where people can actually come in and order stuff. But also there's something we do that I didn't mention. We have like a birthday package whereby people say, I love this fragrance. And they will put their picture on the product with the specific package, with the specific fragrance they want on it, and a birthday message on our Facebook page. And with that package starts at $100, where they get face, body, oils, and soap with it, just like a minimal package. So the market, to me, I feel like it's there. The potential for the money to be recovered quickly, it's there. So the first step is to get a place, get our name out there, and just keep building on it. And also inventory, because of how we are now, we cannot order the kind of amount that we need to be able to scale the way we need. So this is where the money is going to go to, also channels of delivery to the clients.
Great. Good answer. I would encourage you to add that use of funds and how that money is going to be spent to the presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Just a observation, really. So I've done retail and retail presence for it was about 15 years I was in it. One of the most expensive lessons you will ever learn is opening a storefront. I would suggest that you really focus on being able to store your product and then add on some retail on it. In terms of retailing, the biggest problem you're going to face is long leases. And when you can't pay the lease anymore, they don't stop going after you for money, right? So with so many empty spaces right now, it's the way you're going to negotiate with them. You really want to be able to go in on like 6 months or 12 months max, so you cap that out? Because if you do get that type of funding, you will burn through that on one retail location just on their lease. So you need to be very careful with that.
Thank you. When it comes to retail, right now, what he's talked about we're more particular about a space to set things up, but also store our inventory and our packaging. But also when it comes to space, we're working on actually trailer models where we can actually go from location to location. If this location is not working out the way we want it, we can actually drive to another location and till we see, because that's what we did with the farmers market. We started with one farmers market. It was good, but it wasn't fabulous. Till we got to where we are now, which is a lot better. So and I thought about that. So that's where the trailer, like a mini trailer, we're actually looking at mini trailers right now to be able to start with that. So it's basically going to be a shop on wheels.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Catch you out. Catch you. Noah's gonna catch you out.
You got it. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Good job. Okay, who online wants to go?
I have a question. So the
Guadalupe, you want to go do your presentation?
Can I do that next week?
Next week, demo day is Friday and Saturday.
Oh.
So if you can't make it Friday or Saturday, you can record yourself giving your presentation and send it in to us with a deadline of the Friday. That'll be the 14th.
The 14th? Okay, perfect. It's because I have some delay, but I can send it to you by email. It's okay?
The presentation or your recording?
The recorder.
Yes. No problem.
Perfect. So the deadline you say is March 14th.
Would like to go tonight?
Hello?
Okay.
What?
All right, I guess you'll be next. I know you want to go, Joel, but if we can't see your presentation, then we're gonna have to figure this out by Friday.
Okay.
Pardon me?
Did you do this in PowerPoint?
It's not PowerPoint, it's something else.
Oh, okay.
Oh, somebody had a message there I couldn't see. Yes, something else.
Hey Maggie, this is Brandon Ward. If I can go after the next person, that'd be great. I'm about to be stationary soon.
Is there a way to get it that'll convert it? No.
Yes. Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, my name is Lakeisha Bay and our idea is Bay 20 Black Art Cafe. It's a one-of-a-kind destination in Las Vegas that blends Black art, culture, and cuisine. At Bay 20, we're not just offering a space, we are creating a movement, a space that celebrates Black artistry, fosters community engagement, and serves authentic Senegalese-inspired cuisine. Our problem was there's a gap in the market, limited spaces for dedicated Black art sales. Local and renowned Black artists struggle to find platforms that highlight and monetize their artwork. Few immersive cultural dining experiences, and a lack of community-centered creative spaces. Artists and professionals and cultural enthusiasts need a space to gather, create, and engage. We are an integrated multi-experience concept offering a contemporary Black art gallery featuring rotating exhibitions and custom framing services, a Senegalese-inspired cafe introducing guests to bold, authentic West African flavors, and a creative hub, a private sitting room, and event space, networking spaces, workshops, live art signings, and book signings. It's more than just a business, it's a cultural revolution. The market is massive. The total addressable market for Black art and cultural experiences globally is 80 billion. Our serviceable market is 100 million locally here in Las Vegas. And what we seek to obtain is 1.5 million in our first year. Las Vegas attracts millions of visitors every year, and Bay 20 is positioned to capture the untapped market. Our competitors, oh wait, I'm sorry. I got lost on my slides, but anyways, our competitors are shown here. Senegalese inspired menu. As you can see, there's only one Senegalese restaurant here in Las Vegas. No one else offers Senegalese food in Las Vegas, so it offers an additional space for you to go and have authentic West African cuisine. Intimate seating. There's no place offering that here in Las Vegas, with private rooms and a more intimate place. Like if you go to Starbucks and Panera Bread, you're sitting amongst a lot of people, and the other places don't offer seating. Black art from local artists and renowned artists. There's only one place that offers exclusive Black art here in Las Vegas. It's called Left of Center, but they do not offer art from renowned artists. Custom framing. If you go to Michael's and Hobby Lobby, they do offer custom framing. However, it's not with a personal and professional touch. If you want red mats on a blue photo, they'll give it to you, no questions asked, and you'll be returning your artwork. Large tables for networking. Starbucks does offer large tables, but it depends on what location you go to, obviously. And a community event space. Bay 20 would offer all of those. You wouldn't have to go to multiple places to get what you need. Our business revenue. So we're going to offer generate revenue through multiple streams: art sales, figurines, custom framing services, a cafe menu, event space rentals, and artist commissions. And listed are just some of the prices for the art and the services. Our business model, our distribution channels, obviously a physical location, e-commerce, social media, partnerships, events, and vendor markets. And I have listed our supply sources and our target audience: art enthusiasts, art lovers looking for unique and meaningful pieces, food and coffee enthusiasts eager for new flavors, designers and event organizers who need a creative venue, and local creatives and professionals seeking an inspirational workspace. This is our team, my husband and I. I'm from Las Vegas, born and raised. I have a BA in sociology, and I homeschool my 2 children. I grew up immersed in the Black art scene. My grandparents opened up the first Black art gallery in 1991 here in Las Vegas, and they were open for 15 years. It was on Las Vegas Boulevard called Trinity Black Art Gallery. And my husband, he's from Dakar, Senegal. He's an amazing chef and cooks amazing West African dishes. This is pitch practice, so please forgive this slide. It is incorrect. I do have to correct it, but this is our startup cost, $75,000, and listed I have all the use of funds. And thank you very much. Yes, it is.
So Lakeisha, I can see that you incorporated a lot of the business model canvas into your deck, and that is perfect.
Okay,
very good job, and you did a lovely job presenting it as well.
Thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Questions, comments?
I'm the mentor, so I'm gonna let other people go first.
Thank you for the presentation. Looking at your competition, I'm curious how you fit into that. Is this kind of I saw Starbucks and Panera, and my mind went to like kind of fast casual food. Is that what your restaurant is offering, or like is it kind of a quick in and out, or people sitting down and spending time there?
It'll be a mixture of both, where you can come and order a coffee. While you're ordering your coffee, you can admire the artwork on the walls, and maybe purchase something, or you can sit down in the cafe and enjoy your meal. You got a question?
Next.
David, and then
Do you have anywhere in town picked out for a location?
Yeah, I have a couple of spots picked out. Yes. And my mentor has been helping me to make sure we get the right location.
They gonna take away points from this.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, I love this idea, of course. You had listed that you want to show renowned artists, and that separates you from left of center. Love that place too. Yeah, how do you plan on sort of appealing as a venue space to those renowned artists?
Can you repeat that last thing you said?
Sorry?
You said I didn't. You said how do I what? I'm sorry, I couldn't figure it out.
All good. Yes.
How do I reach a target? Well, my grandparents, like I said, they started a gallery in 1991. They have personal relationships with artists like Charles Bibbs and Thomas Blackshear. And so that's how I would reach them, just going through my grandparents.
Another artist in the room.
Yes, yeah. Her. And my daughter's middle name is Louise, so.
Hi.
Hi.
Not so much a question, but more a comment. One, I love your concept.
Thank you.
Because I'm a foodie and I love art. So I wanted to just say that when I went to culinary school, I had never had African food, and we had to cook it, and we had to spend like a few weeks doing it, and we made the most amazing food. I didn't even know what a lot of it was. Black rice and just all these dishes and working with yams and the spices, incredible. So I just want to say that.
Just my last comment is you've got wonderful slides come out from behind that and understood. Just come out and talk to the audience and every now and then glance at your slides.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
All
I
right.
will do that.
Okay, I think we have 2 more presentations in the room. Thank you. If you have to go, we understand it was going to be a long night. And I don't know if we have others online that are wanting to practice. So Brandon did? Okay. So first we're going to go to, are you ready to roll? Paula, whenever you're ready.
I'm Paula with Smoking Good Bistro and Deli. We are a mobile bistro. We do catering, and I have a private chef. That's my son. And we're all about flavor and freshness. We're not just a food business. Our food is a love letter to generations of culinary brilliance, bringing old world tastes to new world flavors. And I'll talk to you more about that, what I mean about bringing 2 worlds together. So here are some of the kind of old world foods. Those are the foods I love. I come from a 13th generation, I'm 13th generation New Mexican, and I love enchiladas, pozole, beans. I mean, I love tortillas. I love all the things that I grew up with. So that's the old school. That's the way I cook. And I'll talk a little bit more about the new foods. So this is our new foods. This is our product overview of the way we've kind of come along with my son, who has pretty much taken over the kitchen. It started with me. I was the chef. I was the one that kind of promoted everything. And now, the last 5 years, my son has really stepped up, and he's creating dishes that a lot of times I don't even know what's in it. He just has done such a fabulous job with creating flavors. He comes from a background of New Mexican and German. So, and I don't know, he makes things up. He actually creates his own recipes. So he doesn't use recipe books. He's pretty much his own creative chef. So we make all our deli meats. We essentially don't buy anything pre-made that we don't have to. I think if my son could make everything 100%, he would. And so we also try to have a zero where we don't throw a lot of things away, where it's just zero escape in terms of throwing things away. So that's kind of our motto. The product benefits. Oh, by the way, I do need help on this presentation. I actually just had very little time to work on it. So any feedback is going to be welcomed. This is our mobile trailer. This is a new concept that we have brought to Nevada. They didn't quite welcome it when we got here, but we've really forced our way in because we're not a food truck. So we are a food trailer. We're actually a commercial kitchen on wheels with a private chef. And so we can go to like, there was a solar energy place we went out about a month ago, and they were about an hour out of here. They were way down in the desert, and we took our mobile trailer and we cooked for 25 people. And so we're a little bit nimble and efficient. So we don't have like a big truck that we have to actually cart around. A lot of competition. Nevada has every kind of food truck and every kind of food that you can imagine. So the competition is really incredible here in terms of, and I'm sure you know that because you drive around, you go to events, and there's also street corner. people, vendors, street vendors, they're actually our competition too because they actually cook. A lot of these little vendors cook, and we're starting to see a whole lot of other vendors that have come to the market where they just pretty much just set up shop on the corner of an intersection. So essentially, the market here is really becoming saturated. These are the numbers that I was able to obtain about the market. So they're really phenomenal in terms of how the market has grown. So in 2021, 23 million up at the industry, 23,358. Let's just kind of breeze on down to 24 or 22, 23, and then 24. So that's how much the market has grown. Look at the startups. The startups in 2023, well, they were at 7 million, and then they went down to 2, and then COVID hit. That's actually when we moved here during COVID, went down to 1.9, and then look where it went this last year. So the market is booming here. And so that's our challenge, is figuring out how to enter this market and how to make money and how to compete. Our growth strategy, we've had a lot of issues with the health department because of our trailer. They don't like it because we don't have a hood, but we actually are legal, and we're built to operate that way. They don't let us have a permanent spot, which really kind of completely wrecked our business plan, because we thought we were going to have a permanent spot and we were going to be just serving food every day and anytime that people wanted it. That's not the case. They only allow us to do events, and they only allow us to park 2 days and maybe do a 3-day event. So we're limited on what we can do with this trailer. But I found a little loophole. North Las Vegas has opened up the parks. So you've probably noticed that there's food trucks at the parks now. That's the new loophole. And that's where the trucks and us are going to be going. We actually can go to 7 different parks in North Las Vegas. So that's kind of our new strategy. We're also at some of the breweries. I've actually finally gotten in some of the breweries. It's so competitive here. I've actually had to call some of the breweries. I cold call. So I've had to call to get in. Finally got in one. So we're starting to make some traction. And kind of our plan is that we want to bring out some of our products to the market, the retail market. And we've been working on our rubs, our barbecue sauces. And those are the 2 right now that we're looking at. We're going to be testing those at the farmers markets very soon. And then we would like to grow. So as of 2026, we would like to have a truck. We would like to purchase a full service truck, and we would like to join the world market. They've actually invited us to join already, but with the small operation that we have, we don't really think that we are fit right now for that market. So I have a typo down at the bottom there. This is just kind of a little chart on what we would like to do in terms of clients. Who's our clientele? At first, I thought our clientele was...
You're going to have to speed up.
Okay.
Because your time was up.
Okay. We thought our clientele was the public, but it's really not. It's really the event holders. And so I've actually learned how to get a hold of some of the event holders, and we're actually starting to get some events on our calendar. We got invited to Foodie Land just yesterday, so there's a chance we could get there. This is my son and I. We essentially have large background in food, management, writing recipes. I'm working on a cookbook. So essentially, that's the team right now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Huge improvement in the deck. Paula sent, I'm our mentor, so she sent me the deck earlier, and there was maybe 1 or 2 images. So much more engaging with the images that you have now.
Yeah.
Okay, Paula, 2 quick things. As soon as you said something about your son coming up with unique recipes, first thing I thought about is he documenting? Although they're unique, is he documenting? Because yes, it leads to a cookbook, and then you talked about the barbecues and the rubs. So good to hear that. So in terms of numbers, have you figured out what your revenue streams are going to look like, not only from cooking, but potentially from doing the rubs, the cookbook, and all like that?
I actually have a 3-prong approach, and I think somebody here also had a different 3-prong approach. We're doing catering, we're doing mobile, we're doing private chefing, and we're doing product development. So we actually are trying to work add the fourth, and then we pretty much are open-minded. When new things come to the table, we consider them. But yes, he's documenting. No, he won't do a cookbook. He doesn't want people to have his recipes. He's very private about what he does because he's the creator, he's the artist. Artists don't like to give away their processing techniques. But yes, we are documenting.
Okay, and then the second part of it is, did you have an ask for how much money you were looking for?
I'm actually not asking for money because investors don't, according to Maggie, they don't really like to give to restaurants. The profit margins are so small and they won't be able to get paid back in the time that they would like to get paid. So I'm actually just seeking new clientele. My clientele right now are the event goers, the event people, the people that put on the events throughout Las Vegas.
Okay, and so my last comment, just in case there are other people, is when you're putting your numbers together, what I thought about is if you could get those 7 locations in a 2 to 3 weekend rotation, that potentially could be a lot of revenue for the year.
Thank you for that. I'm also from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Huh?
So thanks for the photos and making me hungry. And yeah, if I can get some good New Mexican food here without having to go back home to
I
Tio
eat it every
Sophia's
night.
and Tomasitas and El Parasol, that'd be great. Just quickly on the slide, you brought it up to me, but the market numbers, maybe fewer numbers and much bigger font because I couldn't read any of
Okay.
them. And then just a couple thoughts. One word that really stuck out to me, what you're mentioning, is it's really competitive. And if there's a lot of competition in the market, then that is a signal that it may be a risky direction to go in. Because if there are a lot of other providers, then the clients can just kind of bring your price down, basically. So, or there might not be much profit in there. So I'm just thinking it seems like you have a couple options of like, okay, maybe it's catering, private events, or finding your niche. That'd be my recommendation, is like find a niche where everyone else isn't. And good luck, because I love some hack string chili. So.
Warm my heart.
Hello. Thank you so much for presenting. Just a really minor note. Your customers are always the people who give you money. I think you've identified something really valuable with the events, but they might be more like gatekeepers or key stakeholders than customers.
So
Was that
firstly,
recorded?
this is actually to go on from Nathaniel's point, actually. Firstly, super brave, the restaurant industry, the food industry. Yeah, it's tough. I think on the from the point of view of the food trucks, you said that you are having a problem establishing bases. There's a lot of like large scale employers around here. Are you not able to perhaps negotiate to come to them on a Monday and then another one on a Tuesday? Because that kind of lunch hour period, it means you're going to be very busy for, an hour and a half or so.
That's where the competition is. So like we're in a commissary with about 30, 40 other vendors.
Okay.
And so some do catering, some do the market, everybody does different things, but that is exactly where the competition is. And you don't know what people bid because people call you up and they want a quote. And so you're basically just bidding in the dark.
Right.
Because you don't know what your competitor's bidding. So it's just always a guessing game. You really have to know your food costs. And you really have to know what your customer is willing to pay. Now, I have found out something interesting with our mobile trailer. So we're out in the open. We're not enclosed inside a little food truck or a big food truck. I am outside taking orders, talking to people. If something's wrong with our food, I'm going to know immediately. I get good feedback, I get bad feedback. So we essentially are right there with the customer. If I do a catering and it's not good, the customer doesn't even have to tell me. I already know. I know by the way they act. I know by the feedback they're giving me that we didn't do that good of a job. So it's a really tough industry. You
Oh, yeah,
cannot
absolutely.
pretend you know what you're doing in this business. You just can't. You have to know all the elements of working with food.
So, and just a final point, and just if there is a lot of competition, that's actually not a bad thing because it's actually showing you've got enough customers. It's just a case of actually really developing yourself into becoming the dominant player. So I wouldn't let, you know, I understand what the point that was being made earlier, but I mean, to me, if there's a whole bunch of trucks out there all making money, it makes it easier for you because you just have to be better than them. And that's not difficult.
Can I make a comment about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so last week I was looking for gigs. I'm on Facebook and I'm looking for event organizers. And I click on Wing Wars. I don't know if anybody had seen it. Wing Wars of Las Vegas. It was this last Sunday, and they had 15 of the top wing restaurants competing with the chefs. And I got us in. They had somebody drop out. And we're not a restaurant, but I got my son in. We showed up on Sunday. We competed with Johnny Macs. We competed with Voodoo's. We competed with all the big wing people. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm mom and I am partial towards my son, but I'm also very critical of my son. So I went around, I sampled all the wings. I sampled everybody's wings. Nobody had the flavor profile of my son's. You can taste the sauces, delicious. You bite into the chicken, it's just white meat. My son creates the best tasting meat because he knows how to make it flavorful. So, granted, we were the underdog. Nobody knew us, but we did get a food influencer. He said, this is the most unique, this is the most flavorful wing. He bit into it. He said, this is dynamite.
Okay, as we wrap up, because I know Maggie wants to move, I hope you got a testimonial in video. 1 minute, a 1 minute social media video.
Hey, you know how to go full screen? Do that or this one, you bottom. Okay, then
Thank you. Do it on that. Great job.
Here you go. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. My name is Joel Enriquez, and my presentation this evening is called An Island Vibe for Your Celebrations, and brought to you by the Creative Plan. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the banana. Just a fun fact, the Philippines is the second largest exporter of bananas to the United States, following only Ecuador. But this evening, I'm not talking about a banana, we're talking about the leaves. Why? As a proud Filipino, the banana leaf is a thing. It's a product that we buy from the market, and that's how we use them. Banana leaves are so important to Filipino and Southeast Asian cuisine. How? There are 100 ways that we use it. We use it to wrap our food. We fold it a certain way so that we can eat out of it. And my wife told me to go to the center. We use it as a liner to present our food in the best possible way. If we want to do a little bit of business in the market, the banana leaf is not just a liner, it's also a cover. We cook in it. This guy is just recently caught in the waters of the Philippines. It's just standing there. Somebody's making a fire. It will be seasoned with native herbs and spices, and it will be wrapped in layers of banana leaves. It will be put in the fire. And if the method of cooking is by steaming the food, the banana leaf is a natural timer. It is said that once it changes its color from green to this golden brown, it is done. And here somebody is showing the proper way to eat out of banana leaf, eating rice and other dishes. And the mother of all Filipino celebration, kamayan. Kamay literally means hands. So this is communal eating, eating with your hands. It is said that when a Filipino family invites you to a Kamayan feast, you become part of that family. The bond is really strong. But life in these United States makes the use of bananas a little bit challenging because during transport, there's a little bit of deterioration. You select the portion that you want to use. You end up probably throwing about 50%. You have to wipe so that to make sure there's no contamination or anything. And the last most tedious part, putting it on top of a fire. Doing so gives back the suppleness of the banana and gives off that aroma. So that every Filipino will tell you, any food cooked in a banana leaf, just tastes much better. So there's a problem. Prepping the frozen banana leaf is so tedious. Our solution, there's a little bit of overlap there. It's a vibrant product line of disposable party wear, to-go food packaging, and complementary merchandise designed to bring the warmth, beauty, and energy of the islands to every occasion. Our value proposition, this happened when I converted to PowerPoint, I'm sorry. Cultural relatability, convenience, sustainability, and affordable luxury. Ladies and gentlemen, these two initial products are already being manufactured in overseas in China. We have prototyped. It took a long time to be able to prototype it with regards to the finishing that we want. And the pattern, this is not some AI generated pattern. It is actually, we used photography to capture this so that the coloration is not very flat, and the lines and the patterns are not mechanical. Who is our competition? So we went to Costco, with Dixie plates that are available with some prints. And the other end would be a brand called Spritz that makes this paper plate. That is the print, and ours from the creative plant. So how do they match up? The retail price of Dixie, if you come down to 100 pack, is about $10.74. Spritz would be a little bit higher at 15. We are double. When it comes to sustainability and convenience, they all rack up the same because it's made of paper, it's disposable, and easily compostable. But cultural relatability. When you're using a Dixie paper plate, it's survival. It's probably when you're by yourself at home, you don't want to make dinner, you open the refrigerator and get some Trader Joe's mac and cheese, you plop it in, but it's survival. Maybe for Spritz, if you're British, looking at this fancy print, but a big yes for our product. What we want to happen is when a family invites another and is served in this kind of plate, it says, look, Mom, it looks like we're back in the Philippines. Our market. So our lecturer, Maggie, told us to reach out to this guy at the lead library at UNLV, very patient with us and overwhelmed us with data. So this one is just saying how the paper disposable plate market has grown. In 2025, it's going to be $5.6 billion worth. Here it says,
You're going to speed up, please.
In any store, paper plate ranks up as number 1. Number 2, the disposable cups. Number 3, nothing to do with us, children's cough syrup. The social media that they use, Facebook is number 1, and the demographics, the biggest users would be high school graduates, so barrier is low. Having that in mind, our total addressable market with the 5 billion worth in 2025, there's 4.2 million Filipino Americans living in the United States. That's my TAM.
Can you give us
Serviceable.
the numbers? The SAM, what is the SAM?
4.2 million Filipinos.
Okay, people are not a market. I mean, they make up the market, but it's the spend that we're interested in. What's your SAM?
Filipinos living in Nevada and nearby states have about 1.6, 1.9 Filipinos. And then in the next 3 years, assuming I get 10% of the Nevada population, that's 20,000. And here's a bonus. There's a Filipinos visiting Las Vegas and other ethnicities that relate to the cultural factor. We have Native Hawaiians, Pacific Islanders, and Southeast Asians. Marketing strategy.
Okay, we don't have time for this. You're 2 minutes over time.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to speed up. Will you go to your next slide?
There's a marketing strategy to go
Can you go to the next slide, or
these
do we have to?
events. And
Next
our
slide.
product expansion would be this line.
Next slide.
Well, it didn't show. I'm sorry.
Is there an ask?
The ask was a decent 27,000. We're looking at a grant to kickstart the project, and then maybe do product development that would relate to the product expansion that would have a wider market. So 10,000 of the 27 would be devoted to product development. The rest is for marketing and other things, storage and other things.
Okay. All right. You need to practice more so that we can get through it faster. I would say you have to absolutely eliminate this building of the text.
Okay.
That takes entirely too long.
Yeah, well, when I converted to PowerPoint, I didn't realize it's going to be this slow. It was faster in Keynote.
Okay, well, just eliminate it.
Okay.
Okay, but the images are nice. So
Thank you.
thank you. Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Joel.
Joel? Okay, Joel. Bear with me. I'm going to tinker as quickly as possible because of the time. All right. The first, the third, I'd kind of delete that. If I understand correctly, what you're trying to produce is a sustainable, compostable product that at the same time is culturally competent.
Yes.
Okay. Because you talked about the disposable market. So I would get to that as quickly as possible. That's the issue, is having a paper plate that is both environmentally sound as well as there's a cultural relevance there. What's the market for it? Of which part of the market is culturally with the Filipino community, but obviously other communities may pick up on it as well. And then to go back to the SOM that was in there, at $30 a package times 200,000, was that 60 million or 60? I'm trying to do the math in my head there.
6 million.
But okay, all right, so 6 million. Okay, that gets you to that. The only other thing that I would say is, what's going to prompt somebody? Is the cultural draw enough to get somebody to pay $30 a package versus $10 or $15 a package? Just answer that question in there. Is there anyone else?
Well, that's the reason why I placed all those images. I was thinking that it would be convincing enough to play the cultural relevance.
1 second.
Because it does have that cultural relevance too.
Yes, Joel, you spent 3.5 minutes on the bananas though. So we have to get through it a little faster.
Okay.
I mean, I appreciate the cultural significance, but that's more than half of your time was spent on the bananas and didn't get to the meat of the
Okay.
business.
Yeah, I think just maybe like, yeah, the image is great, but maybe it's like 3 of them to kind of show like banana tree, maybe cooking, and then the big feast, like a great image. About the kind of going off here as So Filipinos living in America are your target market.
Yes.
Do you expect them to buy every time they go to the store? Instead of Dixie, they're going to buy this, or is it for kind of like a big event for the
It's
holidays?
kind of for celebrations, yes.
Okay. Is that once a year thing? Basically, is this a very seasonal
No,
business,
the
or is
thing
this,
is,
do you
we know
expect this to
for
be
a fact that Filipinos love throwing these like weekend get-togethers, parties, like anybody visiting from California, there's always as a cousin in Las Vegas, visit Las Vegas, and then boom, there's a barbecue party on the weekend.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Thanks.
Really good. I enjoyed your presentation, what you're doing. It's really a cool product. When I do catering, I look for different types of products because I think the other stuff is kind of boring and paperish and not that great looking when you set it up. So I thought it was really nice looking. And I've bought bamboo. I know that bamboo is out on the market. And so like our Cisco and US Foods who we buy from, they both have offered us the bamboo plates. So that might be a place you could look for distribution.
Thank you. Yes, mentor.
Hi, and I'm the mentor for this group. I actually want to say really good job. I've seen the journey for you to get here, and you're doing a really good job. I think you've got pretty much everything you need now. Between now and presentation, it's going to be a matter of streamlining it down to the key essentials. But I think you're starting to really understand where you're coming from, and I think that cultural message, yes, 3.5 minutes and a 6-minute pitch is not the right amount of time. But it's really good that you've done that, you've thought about it, and now you have a great opportunity to take that message and slide it down to 15 or 30 seconds as part of your problem. 2 really quick things when you're thinking about your problem solution slide. Every single thing in your problem needs to be answered in your solution and vice versa. So for example, if you're mentioning banana leaves are used to time the cooking of your food, then I want to see your solution, that plate to change color if the food's cooked. And if that's not what it does, then don't mention it. The problem and solution has to be super tight.
Okay.
And then on the market, just show us your TAM, SAM, SUM. Do not show us these are screenshots of research. Tell us your TAM, SAM, and SUM. We'll believe you, and you should have like little footnotes on where that came from, because the investor is not going to analyze that data and do that thinking for you. So there's a couple tips on how you can streamline it. But I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you.
I have a question, Maggie. Can I do mine very quick and you guys can check if what
Yes,
exactly
Fred
I
is
can
suggesting the removal of all transitions, and I concur.
Okay.
Are you allowed to bring food? You are definitely allowed to bring food. Fudge is always appreciated. I'll feed you. All right, is Brandon ready?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, he's online.
Yes, yes.
And then,
Yeah.
and check it out in PowerPoint too.
All right, we ready? Mic check. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, Brandon.
All right, perfect. All right. So the future of youth entrepreneurship. Welcome to the Lemonade Stand Business Plan. My name is Brandon Ward. I am a business advisor, a business coach, and now a youth entrepreneur coach. Next slide. All right, the problem. The problem is there is a huge gap in education currently. And there's a lot of children that are disconnected. And this goes from either elementary to middle school and even high school students. And the reason why is I feel like just the curriculum is not gauging the children to the point to where it grasps their attention, and it's nothing that they feel like they're going to be using for the rest of their lives. And we have created a program where we want to teach children financial literacy and also entrepreneurship in schools. We also believe that students are not taught real world business skills in early education. So they don't even have the opportunity to have other options, to have supplemental income, to be able to provide, even in Title I schools and low income areas. And then they also don't have no structured business pitch or public speaking programs out here for youth. If you go to many different programs, you may have someone who may put together just a one-time program, but nothing that sticks with children to where they're constantly getting these skill sets and they're constantly developing them. I truly believe that if we don't teach kids and families about money, leadership, and ownership now, then they will never learn and they'll get left truly far behind. Yeah, I grew up in the 80s, and I remember when computers first came out, I always wondered, where did people learn how to put these computers together? And then it was about 3 years later where I seen a movie of some children coding, and it was about 300 children in some preppy school. And I was like, man, no one ever taught us that information. All our life, we've always been taught just how to be employees, never to be bosses, never to work in tech, never to be in influential spaces. Next slide. Our solution is the Lemonade Stand business plan. We created a hands-on, story-driven workbook that teaches real-life entrepreneurship skills, and we did it in a fun manner. For children who got stuck or who get stuck, or children who don't know creativity or they don't know much about business, we've integrated a AI-powered coaching through our Lemon Bot, which is for personalized business and insights. Our AI has been programmed to coach, teach, and help children develop their skill sets, become more creative, but also to work them through those areas where they get stuck. We also include DISC personality assessments for leadership and teamwork. We want children to identify their personality, their skill sets, and their superpowers, but we also want them to identify what their weaknesses are. And we want them to not be solopreneurs, but we want children to be team oriented, to develop teams and to develop teams with people who complement their difficulties and their differences. We've also included fun in our presentations and also our program. We include Kahoot quizzes. We also do financial simulations, and we also do pitch competitions. And we have a program where we do it's an after school event where people vend. It's a competition on taste, on customer service, and also overall business acumen. Next slide. The market opportunity. So there's a huge demand for youth in education and in tech, just through K through 12 and in financial literacy. The market is about 2.2 billion. In educational tech industry growth, the projected is about 350 billion by 2025. In schools and youth programs seeking interactive AI-driven learning schools, they continuously are trying to figure out how to implement this technology into their curriculum without having to deal with the cheating aspect or things of people not doing hard work. Our target market is elementary and middle schools, 3rd through 8th grade. We're looking to work with programs like Junior Achievement, any type of nonprofit that's provide any type of after-school program, and also summer camps. We'll be also working with homeschooling, youth organizations. We will be doing our first pilot program with the Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada next month. And we'll also be partnering with other nonprofit organizations here in Nevada, here and in Northern Nevada. Next slide. We have a huge opportunity for money and to make money and generate revenue. We have a nonprofit model and a for-profit model. For our for-profit model, we have published a workbook in our business plan and story on Amazon, where it's 40 pages of content where it guides children through the process. It's going to be $19 per book. We also created an 8-week program from that book where we come in after school for an hour and a half for 8 weeks. The price right now for that is $500 per student. We also have our AI Lemon Bot subscription and licensing that they'll have to sign up for. And then we also have bulk pricing. And in our nonprofit model, we have our event sponsorships and our pitch competitions, which generate additional coaching and additional support and resources for the children and for the families involved. Next slide. Think about the time, right? Competitive advantage, why we win, AI-powered learning, hands-on gamified learning, personality-based entrepreneurship, and we have a proven traction adopting into schools, middle schools, and we have many relationships here currently. Next slide, we'll rush through it. What we've done so far is we've published our workbook, which is on Amazon currently. We've already have adopted our program into a couple of schools, Treem being one, and also the Girl Scouts in Southern Nevada, and also Junior Achievement. We've launched our AI integrated learning program just through ChatGPT on our ChatGPT Lemon Bot specific program. We've also organized our Business Expo and Pitch competition, which will be this summer with Junior Achievement and the Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada. And then we have secured a few community partnerships and sponsorships so far.
Rushing through
Next
it.
slide. Our marketing opportunity is quite simple. We are in the $200 billion industry. We literally just want to capture 1% of that industry. And if we can capture 1% of the industry, it gives us a revenue of $100 million opportunity. And then we definitely want to expand global as well. Next slide. This is our team. We're a bunch of different professionals who are business advisors, either through SCORE, SBDC, VBOC. We also have some personal trainers on our team, some financial advisors on our team, and a bunch of expertise. Within that team is many years of experience. Next slide. Our ask, we're seeking about $750,000 in funding. And that's for us to scale nationwide. We'll use those funds for our AI development and expansion, integrating into our website. Also having a platform to do online programming. We want to scale our school partnerships and licensing deals. We also want to expand our team in sales and outreach. And then also we want to be able to host events without having to scramble for funds and sponsorships in order to fund the events. Next slide.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Well, I think your lemon bot is super cute. And you've already got a product out there. Congratulations.
Yes, ma'am. And Lemon Bot will generate merch as well. I have a bunch of different merch, cups, shirts, and other stuff.
Okay, this is Ken here, because we're pressed for time. What I would recommend is being able to show from a revenue standpoint. I know you have the unit costs and all like that, but maybe just give a big picture, how much money you expect to make. Because if I'm a potential investor, that's what I'm going to be interested in, as well as a timeline for how you bring that revenue in so I can get my money back.
30x.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Seems like a great idea and super helpful. Just as far as the presentation goes, I mean, great deck, great images, great information. Just I would recommend, it seems like you felt like you were just reading the text on the slides, and us in the room, I think we've already read the text and you're reading it to us. So I think you just kind of hit the highlights, the bullet points on each slide, and then make it through the whole deck there quicker.
Definitely. Thank you.
You guys?
Great presentation. I was a financial advisor with Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney, back about 15 years ago, and they had started doing this back then. And so it's good to hear that you have financial advisors on your team. I want to give you an idea. It may not go anywhere. I'm just going to throw this out real quick. Last year, PepsiCo Foundation picked my company and they gave us a grant, and we went on an 8-week course with them, learning about everything, our business, social media. They helped us with our website. They're huge on giving money out for this type of thing. You might want to check out foundations, but specifically PepsiCo Foundation, because they're all over the world.
Definitely. Thank you. It would be amazing partnership.
Just one question. You listed the amount 700,000 for the, was it 750 for the AI development?
Oh.
Yeah, can you explain what the 700,000 is actually for in the AI development side? That just seemed really high to me.
No, that was part of the components. AI was actually the first thing that we're creating, and we don't need $750,000 for that. We needed $750,000 for the outreach, the materials, the marketing, the website, embedding the AI into the website. And that was the total figure for all of what we're doing. And then also paying our instructors.
Okay. Ken, anything else? All right. Well, thank you, Brandon. Excellent presentation. You went a little long, but you can practice.
Thank you. I'll knock it down by Friday.
I think that's all that we have that want to present tonight, correct?
Wait, I can do quickly myself.
Oh,
if you want me.
there's more online? All right,
Yeah.
start sharing. Who's going next?
I can do
Guadalupe.
myself. Yeah. Let me see if I can share. 1 second.
Okay, so Guadalupe will go first and then Zarina. Okay, start sharing.
Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So G-Link discovered the own best moment of nature. So the business model is displays pictures in one gallery, and you can see these pictures, all these pictures I took in around the United States. And then the marketing, what kind of marketing I'm going to do is host, events like raffle, picture frames, partner with gallery, establish legal contract with the owner, and allocated 30% of each picture sell to cover the space I'm going to rent. Promote fundraising events, donate 25% of the picture cost to the nonprofit who allow me to present my pictures. The goal is to transport each person who purchased each picture into the beautiful moment I catch, allowing them to immerse themselves in nature, the beautiful nature, and imagine the rich aroma of the earth, nature, mineral without the stress of travel. The cost of the picture, the range is 500, the small one, up to 10,000. Can you guys see it? And the revenue is 75% what I'm selling for each picture. And then this is my contact information. Can you see it?
Yes.
Can you guys see it or no?
Yes, Guadalupe, we see two pictures, one by the seashore and one in the desert.
Yeah, well, this one is the one I took it. I took this one, I believe in Maine. This one, I believe in Yellowstone, and this one, Colorado, and this one, if I'm not wrong, also in Maine. So can you see it?
Yes, beautiful.
Yep, thank you. And then very easy. I don't want to spend too much money and cost. So that's the reason I decided to provide to the owner like 30%, of each picture. So this is what I established. And then for fundraising, when I promote it, and each company and each nonprofit, I provide 25%, which is not going to cost me so much. And 75% is what I'm going to make. Easy. Is okay?
Yep, it's very good. Nice and short presentation.
Yep.
And beautiful images. I would like to see bigger images.
Yeah, well, I try to to do
Instead of
so-
putting all 4 on one page, you could
Yes.
sequence through them. Make one on each page as you're speaking.
Okay, I will do that next time. You want, okay?
Yes.
Oh, you want? I can open this one right there, but I know you're right. I had to make it one for each slide.
Okay, Guadalupe, this is Ken.
Yes, sir.
Once again, I just want to clarify. So your business is turning pictures into art, is that correct?
Yes, it's correct. I travel around United States and other part of the world, and I love to take pictures. This is my hobby.
Okay, so what is your ask? Is it feedback on the presentation? Is it feedback on I want to understand your ask.
Okay, the ask, I want to know if I sell it, you know, which I know I can make profit with this. Okay, I already do my research, but if I go back to the nonprofit, providing 25% can increase my sales.
Okay, I understand now. Okay.
I would like to hear your feedback, and then also provide the 30% to the owner who owned the gallery because they had to make money. So that one is going to also increase my production or my sales.
Yeah, I understand the question. What I'm going to tell you is I would need to research the galleries, what they're willing to pay.
Need to do that.
No,
She needs to do
yeah,
the research.
yeah,
on what
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what you need to do is
Yeah.
research what the galleries are willing to pay, what their contracts look like. And then as far as nonprofits, what you need to research is, are there any nonprofits that right now use artwork as fundraisers, and how do they structure it? I'm sure there are a couple that do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. And
Yeah,
when you say, sorry.
You might
what-
review the customer discovery session that we had to talk to your different customers, whether they're nonprofits or galleries. You should create a list of questions that you want to ask them.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So do you guys having any example about that? And I can do that. I can do my research too and talk with the customer.
Yes, there are actually written questions in the disco under the customer discovery session.
I didn't saw that, but I can go back in. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but thank you. Thank you
Right,
so
and
much.
then you might, just to make it more understandable to a potential customer, you might create different sizes and show what you would charge for those different sizes. It would give
Yeah.
people a better idea.
So provide the example of the size.
Okay, and Andrew's saying that you can email him if you can't find the customer discovery questions.
Okay, thank you, Andrew.
All right, thank you, Guadalupe.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Hey, Zarina. Are you ready to start sharing? And Guadalupe, you can, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, there we go. I couldn't unmute myself. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry for all of the Raz. Here we go. All right. Cool. So I'm Zarina Harrison. I'm the founder of a business concept called Dunk Zone. So Dunk Zone is to be Las Vegas's ultimate basketball entertainment experience. Our mission is to provide an unparalleled entertainment experience for basketball enthusiasts of all skills, while fostering a sense of community and promoting the sport of basketball in the Las Vegas area. So why Dunk Zone? I guess the problem, we want more places to be able to enjoy activities indoors with our families, our friends, our teams. And current traditional sports venues are kind of struggling to capture that engagement that I'm talking about, which is leading to a little bit of a decline in interest. Families and groups definitely continue to look for unique entertainment options that aren't currently being fully satisfied in the market. So there's a noticeable trend in consumer behavior that favors experiential entertainment, and where Dunk Zone can effectively address and capitalize on that. Oops, sorry. So the vision. Dunk Zone aims to redefine basketball entertainment as an experience by offering a blend of sports and sports equipment technology that engages players on multiple levels. We look to not only provide the exhilaration of the game by way of experience, but also foster community-oriented programs. All right. The value proposition. So we seek to provide again. Oh, no, I think I've doubled up there. I might have duplicated my thing. Sorry, I was talking to the wrong slide. Dunk Zone's business model is structured to utilize diverse revenue streams. So besides admissions, we anticipate significant income from merchandise and hosting events. Our strategy also focuses on customer engagement through different promotions and loyalty programs, ensuring repeat visits and steady revenue growth. I'm sorry, I keep going. Competitive analysis. So while we do face some competition from some other prominent venues like Top Golf or Electronic Playhouse or Dave & Buster's, Dunk Zone looks to distinguish itself with a principal focus on basketball, and our aim is to provide a community-driven venue that goes beyond simply just hosting events, but by transforming how attendees interact with basketball as a sport. I think my mouse is losing its battery. I can't seem to get it to go forward. There, maybe I can use the arrows. Okay. So the market opportunity, the market for sports entertainment is vast and rapidly growing, currently valued at around 22 billion, but specifically the basketball entertainment looking at 1.5 billion in the US. So we are specifically targeting multiple demographics that would include local basketball enthusiasts, their families, their supporters, anybody who's seeking fun outings in an air-conditioned environment all year round, and of course, corporate groups for team building as well. I think that our timing aligns perfectly with the increased demand for interactive entertainment experiences in venues in Las Vegas, and it aligns well with the fun economy. So the solution, again, year-round indoor basketball venue, because current traditional sports venues are kind of struggling to capture engagement, and families and groups are always looking for a unique entertainment sports options that, again, aren't being fully satisfied currently in the market. Again, this is a concept business, so where we're at currently with traction on the timeline is getting ready to initiate procurement opportunities or explore procurement opportunities, I should say, with different resorts here in Las Vegas. Yeah. This is me, Zarina Harrison. My vision combines sports, technology, and community involvement. I'd like to think I have well-rounded experience in a couple of key areas, hospitality and entertainment being one, people operations and leadership. My background is in HR and talent acquisition, as well as leadership. I'm passionate about education, currently pursuing my doctoral in education, actually in my dissertation right now, which is very exciting. Looking forward to graduating next year in April 2026. And the ask. So I need to correct this slide because the ask is actually more like 400,000 to 600,000. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if we procure a space, that would potentially knock out the need to come up with $180,000 plus just for a leasing of a space. I'm hoping that we can procure a space within inside of one of the resorts because that solves two of my problems, which is location and capital. Projected ROI is probably around 15%, and it's really probably closer to the first 18 months because that's kind of where we're projecting on a $55 spend per person. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zarina. I would suggest fewer words on the slides. And you don't need to read them to us. So your images are nice. I think the solution comes very late in the deck. It should come right after. And the solution is when you're showing us the dunk zones. So that goes earlier on in the deck when you talk about how there's a lack of communal spaces and physical activities in the Vegas Valley. Okay, and so here is Noah.
Great idea. Amazing name. Love the name. The image that comes into my head are people like jumping on trampolines, dunking basketballs. Like I've seen videos of this. I didn't see any dunking in the slide deck, and I was looking forward to the dunking. So if there is dunking in the dunk zone, I'd recommend just adding a picture of it.
There is
your
dunking
deck.
in the dunk zone. It would be here in the, they're on the half courts. Those are dedicated dunk zones, but any one of the bays you could technically dunk in, we would just remove the equipment.
Now,
so that you
these
get free dunk.
are these 10-foot hoops? Because that's going to limit the amount of people who would be able to dunk in the dunk zone. So if they're just a thought, like when I think of it, it's like kids can even dunk.
Yeah, thinking that we'll have adjustables on some of them, so that kids can dunk too.
Okay, Zarina, this is Ken. For your competitive competition slide or competitive advantage slide, I would turn that into a slide that, yes, I turn that more into, normally you see a matrix or some type of chart where you can put in there like Top Golf does this, or they don't do this, Dunk Zone does this, and normally you create it so Dunk Zone shows all or the majority of the things that your competition doesn't do. But yeah, a comparison chart.
And that can highlight that no one else is offering a venue for basketball. Because it seems like your competition is all around golf, or just kind of general games down.
I think they have the virtual golf days,
Yep.
but they also have video games.
Yeah, I put Playhouse in there, and I thought I mentioned somewhere else on the slide, Dave and Buster's, because nothing else is golf specific. I mean, sorry, nothing else is basketball specific. You're right.
That makes me wonder, like in the ranking of all the sports in the US, where is basketball?
So basketball ranks high. Obviously, it's not, I mean, not maybe as high as like football. But my thinking was that we have a women's NBA team here, which is obviously getting a ton of traction. It seems that anything that sport that comes to Las Vegas ends up getting like a tremendous following here. Who would have ever thought we'd have had hockey in the middle of the Mojave? You know what I mean? Ice hockey. So I think that I think you're right. I should highlight basketball as the focus. The only reason I even put Top Golf in there is because it's the closest thing that I could kind of get an analogy on as far as the bays, how the bays look, right? So individual bays, so that people understand they're not renting entire courts.
Yeah, that is a legitimate comparison. But to understand where the market that you're trying to penetrate, like soccer is not like we don't have a ton of soccer teams, but almost every kid plays soccer, right? So they have memories from their childhood when they're playing soccer. And so, yeah, if they were given a small space to play futsal or something, that might interest them. So like, what's the uptake on people playing basketball as youth versus, or in addition to understanding the popularity of the sport for people viewing it? I just don't know. I'm a mild sports fan, right? So I don't know if football ranks first, or if soccer has more people going to it, or if baseball, like to me is really boring. So I don't know. It's co-ed, okay. Yeah.
Now women's basketball.
Wait a minute, we're gonna have a women's flag football team in the Olympics.
That's
in 2
cool.
years. Yep, we'll see.
And Zarina, the only other thing I wanted to add I imagine you're exploring this is MGM has been a big partner to the ACEs, and I don't know if there's an opportunity or not there, but I figure we're brainstorming a little bit here too.
I appreciate that. The MGM is actually the first procurement opportunity I'm gonna pursue. I had the chance to speak with some of the people on their team during an event at Blackfire. MGM is very excited about expanding their offering for their resort patrons, and they're looking for more experiences. They just put up an experience in the Luxor, the Playhouse, which is really cool, by the way. But so I'm gonna start with MGM because I feel like they're really hot on experiences. They're hot on small businesses working with minority and woman-owned businesses. And I think that because it's sport and technology kind of combined, that there might be an opportunity. I think they might be I'd rather be refused by the MGM first.
Good show. Yeah. Yes, Ken.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we can wrap up. I just thought of another, if you write this down, there's a Derek Gymphy, Gymnafi. That might be no guarantees, but I think it'd be worth it for you to have a conversation with him.
Okay.
Yeah, did you get that? He went through it fast. I was having a hard time parsing it.
I got the spelling
Gymnafi.
Oh no, I'm sorry, it broke up again.
He's basically over there, corporate IT enterprise solutions. So
Can you put that in the
he
chat
works
for me?
directly
I'm
with
sorry.
their C-suite on implementing IT solutions for MGM.
Would you
And I
be so
sat on
kind
the
of
board with him.
And Danielle, you put something in chat. So is that the correct spelling?
Where is chat? Something to close this out. Oh, chat there. Too many screens. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Okay, if you look in the chat, Zarina, you may see what Danielle put in there. It seems like she knew, either she captured what Ken spelled or she knows the person.
No, it's not in the meeting group chat.
You
Okay.
can reach me through ken@startupnv.org. It's the same as everybody else's email. Just put Ken in front of it, KEN, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Ken. I so appreciate you.
Okay.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks everybody for coming. I think that's it, right? We haven't skipped over everyone, have we? All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you on Friday and Saturday.